Boys, let's get it. I even know it might be ladies. So, ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today? Good, good, good. If you're asking about me, I'm doing good too. Let's talk. Let's talk about this conversation for a second, right? Because this has been floating around ever since Carmelo was drafted with the number 3 pick, right? So I do see. I don't know how long ago this was. I didn't really check it, but I just heard it. And he was on the All of the Smoke, the interview, and was saying, even though he said this before, it's not like that's the first time he said it. But he says that he would have 2 rings right now if he was drafted by the Pistons. Now, the way I want to kind of do this, we want to talk about it as if, also by a realistic perspective of the chain of events reaction, right? Like if y'all ever seen this in movies, even heard it in books, right? When something is changed in the past, it also is detrimental to the future, right? So if one thing happened in the past, it does not mean the future outcome will be the same. Now, with that being said, I just want to go out there first with that because I'm gonna go off of possibly what could happen, and then I also want to just hit one other possibility that I feel like a lot of y'all aren't taking into consideration, and we do this a lot when it comes to what if, when it comes to sports, we do this a lot, right? We don't never go into both sides of what could have happened. However, I would say this. Now, we're going strictly off of if he was the number 2 pick and everything panned out the same way it panned out. I feel like, yes, he would have had a ring. He definitely would have had a ring because if you think about this, right? Chauncey's still there. I want to say, who was that? Lindsey Hunter that was backing him up. You got the Rip Hamilton. You got Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. I think Carlos Williamson was on that team. Was Antonio McDyson? Am I just throwing names out there? Are these people that were playing for that team? I don't know. I probably should have pulled up the roster, but I did it because sometimes we wing it on this channel. So what? Shut up and listen, and give me your feedback too. That was kind of crazy to say. Listen and then get feedback. Y'all know what I mean when it's over. Go in the comments. Y'all know what I mean. But yeah, let's say that, right? And let's also say I did see one comment in that video when people said it, because that's why I really wanted to base mine off of. Like my video is to address some of the things that are like some of the narrative that's out there, rather, right? And somebody was saying, like, oh, he probably could have been a different defensive player, right? Let's say that did take influence on him defensively. Could y'all imagine? Could y'all imagine if he was like legit locked in on defense every time? Because let's put it out there, right? If you want to talk the Jordans, the Kobe, the Kevin Durant's, the James Hardens, the if I didn't say his name, Tracy McGrady, like an Allen Iverson. I'm trying to think of more people. I'm trying to think of some more. Y'all put them in the comments. And if y'all don't know where I'm going with this is, Melo is in that a prime Melo. He's in that conversation as a complete offensive player that can score from all areas of on the offensive end. He can score on all areas. He can post you. He can give us a little hezzy with a blow by, right? He can get that mid-range shot going. He can get that 3-ball going. He can hit free throws. Like, he was like one of those complete offensive players. Prime Melo. Like, you have to give him that. You just have to give him that. I feel like he's also one of those people that get brung up as like one of a complete offensive player. Maybe his mindset also would have been changed, because I know it was one thing that Chauncey Billups had said about him when he played with him in Denver, and he was like, Melo was too focused on his scoring. Like, if he had 30 and the team lost, he was fine with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if he started off early with that Detroit situation, when he lost, he might have felt those losses more. You know what I'm saying? And we're not going to go to the too far either because, and what I mean by going too far is, it's not like I feel like he would have brung people to Detroit. But then again, it's hard to say that, right? Because let's say he is that different player. He's that great two-way player now. Who knows who might want to come there to play him? Who knows, like, the chain effects? What about when LeBron and Wade got to be free agents, they wanted to went his way, or LeBron and Bosh, or Wade and Bosh when that free agency came up? Who don't say now we see a big three that was in Detroit? These are the events that could have possibly panned it out. You know what I mean? Some of the other rookies that come up, what if they had a bad season? And what if like I don't know about going this far with it, but I'm going to, because I want to think of this as a chain of events of what possibly could have happened. What if the Pistons were just bad now at some point? What if when 2009 roll around, he's in those talks of having a prime Rose with him, or maybe a prime Westbrook with him in his prime? Prime James Harden. I'm just trying to think about the prime Stephen Curry. Like what I'm just and I'm not saying this would happen, so don't go too crazy on me in the comments. Just think of that scenario if he was on a Pistons team, right? That probably couldn't have brung in people for him and just were terrible and they was down that low. You know what I mean? And could have grabbed some of these potential players. Like I just named some fucking top dogs in their prime that he probably could have had in their prime. You know what I'm saying? Now, boys, we also have to go on the alternate reality of if this would have happened. Right? It's easy to say that they would have won that first year, right? Now, let's think about this. What if... Because, I'm going to tell y'all one thing. I don't know if I said this on this channel before, but like when I have conversation with my boys, I always bring this up. And it's like, I feel like to be a two-letter word, if is one of the biggest words in this world. Because when you say if, a lot of scenarios can pop up, right? So let's say he's on the Pistons. Correct? Let's say he's on the Pistons. Also remember something. Listen to what he said too, right? Listen to what he said also on his thing. This is the stuff that y'all shy away from. And I get it because we want to keep it on basketball. But remember what he said. Remember what he said. If I was in Detroit, right, this we selling all the smoke, I don't know how long I would be sharing minutes with Tayshaun Prince, insinuating that he don't know how long he will be rocking with not getting a lot of time. Right? Who says if he not doing that shit his rookie season? Who says if he not doing that? Let's say they win a championship. That makes a motherfucker even more cockier. So who says he don't come in the next season and it's just bullshit going on, you still got that one ring that they got, right? Or let's go even further, because this is something that also doesn't get brung up enough. They got Rasheed Wallace in the second half, right? They got Rasheed Wallace in a trade during that season. So he didn't start off the season with that team. Who knows if they still try to make that trade for Rasheed Wallace, or say, we got this young kid right here. Maybe we see what he does, and then maybe next year we try to go out for somebody, or maybe we just rock with this core, and they never get Rasheed Wallace to help. And he was a big part of that championship team, right? What if they don't get him? What if Melo don't buy in to the defensive thing? Because even when he was in college, he wasn't known for playing a whole bunch of defense. He was that bucket getter. He was a bucket, right? Right? Because the thing is, I can understand why y'all say they would still win it, and that's why I'm saying if everything still pans out, because it would be a whole different conversation if Darko Milicic was getting minutes and they won that championship. But the fact that he wasn't even playing, and the fact that he wasn't even playing, and then you throw in Melo, it does give us that insinuation of, he would have had a ring because Milicic didn't even play. But that's what I'm saying. Let's bring in the other scenarios. What if they don't go get Rasheed Wallace, right? Or what if the controversies with Shaq and Kobe didn't occur now, right? Because obviously they weren't on the same page. I'm not trying to knock anybody championship, but I'm just, like I said, let's just talk about all of it. What if they were clicking, right? What if they were clicking? Because Kobe even said he wasn't in the right mindset in that series. And it's not saying I'm putting words in somebody's mouth. Go look at his interview that he did, the one-on-one with Shaq. He says it. He said, I didn't have us in our right sets. I didn't have us where we were supposed to be, like from a mental standpoint. Right? Because you know him and Shaq was going through their little disagreements or whatever. What if those disagreements don't happen? We seen what that team look like when they're not disagreeing with each other. Right? We seen what that Lakers team look like. Right? And also, like, they still had like what was considered a super team, even though them guys was kind of past their prime. But I don't want to go too far with the Gary Payton one, because Gary Payton did come down to South Beach in 2006 and won a ring, right? So that's only 2 years removed from that situation, right? So that's not really too crazy. But yeah, like we don't talk about that end of it, right? Because it's easy to be like, oh, Melo being there. Yeah, but y'all also got to remember everything else has to pan out the way it panned out to say that he wins that ring, right? And that's what I'm saying. What if he don't buy in early in the season to what they doing? What if he's not buying in early to the season? It's nothing wrong with the video, boys. I'm just, I'm just pausing because I'm waiting for the answer. You got it. You're going off the assumption that everything goes the same way. They still get the Rasheed Wallace thing. They still give up what they had to give up for Rasheed Wallace. Now it might even be different causes for that trade, right? For Rasheed Wallace. What if they said, no, we want that kid you just got at number 2, or you not getting them, right? Do they trade Melo and everything pans out, and now Melo is on? Was Rasheed Wallace traded from the Blazers? Was he traded from the Blazers? Now, what if Melo just on the Blazers earlier? Y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong about that Blazers thing. I'm pretty sure that was the team Rasheed Wallace was on before he went to the Pistons. But think about that, right? I'm just saying, man. It's easy when you want to go back and you want to think about stuff. It's easier to think about it then. But also let's talk all the way about it. Let's talk all the way about it, because that's also another thing, man. If they don't have the same team, if they're not going up against the same Lakers with that same mindset of, man, I'm better than this boy ain't better than me, man, get rid of him or you got to get rid of me type of mentality, right? And what I mean by get rid of him, get rid of me, remember there was the thing about Kobe was saying that if they signed Shaq back, he wasn't coming back or something like that. But y'all know how we do over here, man. Mingle in the comments and y'all tell me, did this change your perception on the thing about Melo having a ring? Or are y'all just like, yeah, that stuff could have happened, but because of who Melo is, they still would have won. Like, I'm just saying to take those things in consideration first. Because I know it's going to be easy to be like, but it's Melo, bro. Don't give me but it's just Melo. Because when people give me that type of conversation, sometimes I just cut you off, man. I'm just done talking to you. Because that tells me you don't have no factuals to go over what you're saying. You just going off his name. But y'all know what to do, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. You might not like what's going on. Maybe one of your people like what's going on. And y'all know what it is, boys. This MPB shot. Until next time. Because I'm out.